Namaste, beautiful souls. So if you're watching this video, you picked card number 2. First of all, we'll go through the crystal. I do put crystals on each of my cards. I'm very connected with crystals, and I believe that the crystals I put on the cards when I pick them have also a message to give you guys, also as a sense of protection. So if you do have some of these crystals, sometimes they can help within the message to kind of keep you guys safe. So for card number 2, you guys picked morganite. I absolutely adore morganite. It is something that I have been drawn to for a really long time. It's just really special. So morganite is a pink stone. It has like a peachy sheen to it, so it's not like, it can be mistaken for rose quartz sometimes, but it does have like different hues in it. It's a lot more peachier and a little bit different. So morganite is quite good for, obviously it is a heart chakra stone, as it is got a pink tone to it. So it's for your heart chakra, so it has a lot to do with self-love and compassion. It also brings a lot of joy and lightness, and it's really good for grief. So it can get you through a lot of hard times. So I feel like maybe the card I'm about to flip for you guys, you might be going through a bit of hardship or trauma or grief or something, because we do have a crystal of self-love and compassion and assistance in grief and trauma. So let's flip our cards to see what we have. So we have the blue flame. So the blue flame is spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. So definitely gonna be a hard one for I feel like I've just been through this myself, actually. So awakening for most people, especially new people, like into the spiritual world, sounds like, I'm not saying that it sounds like it seems really exciting. It is really exciting, awakening and upgrading and all of that. But a lot of the time, it's actually a really hard thing to do it. You're unaware of what's happening. You're going through a really hard time. You get thrown a lot of lessons, which can feel almost kind of like the complete opposite thing. Like you feel like you're getting nowhere. So there are really hard things to go through. For a lot of you that have been through a lot of awakenings, this is a new upgrade, some DNA healing, some old patterns maybe you're having to work through just to get into that next step. So we always are learning, upgrading, cellular renewing, all of that. So for you guys, it is going to be not a tough time, but it's going to be a kind of self-development time. So you may want to kind of not completely go away from the outer world, but it's kind of a lot to do with focusing for yourselves. So I feel like you may have to be pushing away a few things at the moment. You might not want to be hanging out with a lot of people. You might not want to be on social media. You might want to just stop watching the TV, just to kind of be able to, like, you might just not want to be on your own, but kind of focus on yourself, and those things are going to be distractions for you, and it's going to make the journey a lot harder than it may have before. So I'm going to find a lot of you are going to want to be alone and work through this at the moment. A lot of you might actually have your first encounters with spirits or messages, or you might get reading ears or things like that if you haven't already. Just a way of upgrading and the other side and different energy levels, trying to communicate with you guys. And I definitely think that's why you guys have the morganite, because you are going to need a bit of joy and a bit of lightness, because you are going to feel really not grounded. And I feel like no matter how hard you are going to try to ground yourself, you kind of just need to get through this first, and then you're going to feel kind of like your normal self again. So this one's going to be a tough one for you guys, but you guys are ready for it, perfect timing, and don't feel stressed or terrible if you're having to say no to people or no to outings, or you want to do something a little bit different that you don't normally do, that seems a bit strange, because it's all part of your awakening and your upgrade. So with that saying, blessings, love and light. I hope you guys have a wonderful awakening and upgrade, and my thoughts are with you, and have a beautiful day.